Now, a big question that we get is, why do most stick manufacturers, or the mainstream stick manufacturers, have 3 different lines of sticks? So what I wanted to do in this video is break down exactly how each of these sticks is different and what types of player will benefit from using each of these different sticks. So for the detail of this video, let's head over to the studio and we'll pick up there. Now, quite frequently we get a lot of questions from yourselves asking which sticks you should go for. Now, the one in particular question that stood out to me was one of the players that follows us was asking if they should go for a AS1 versus a Trigger 3D, and we've also had questions in the past asking about JetSpeeds versus AS1s. Now, the question we always get is which one of these sticks is the better one to go for? This is a little bit of a trick question, and it's what I wanted to touch on in this video by explaining the difference between these 3 different stick ranges to hopefully give you a better insight into which one of these is going to be the best for you to pick up. Now, when you look at these different sticks, of course, the first thing that strikes out to you is the fact that they look different. They're all CCM sticks, they're all top-end sticks. I guess the first thing that you'll notice is the different graphics. Now, that's to represent a different type of construction. Each of these sticks has been constructed for a different type of player or a different style of play, hence the different ranges, the different names. It's exactly the same as the video that we touched on about skates. You have 3 different ranges from the top manufacturers, and they're to accommodate 3 different types of fit. Very, very similar scenario with the sticks, and it's exactly what I want to break down in this video. But of course, as a side note, if you want to see the video that I filmed on skates explaining the differences between the ranges that are available, there'll be a video linked to the top of the screen and also down below in the video description. But let's get down to the mechanics of how these sticks are constructed and what types of player they're going to be good for. Now, the way I want to break down this video is starting off with the shafts of the sticks and then going into the sticks blades. First up is going to be the Ribcor. Now, the Ribcor's been titled as a low kick stick. Now, if you want to familiarize yourself with some of the stick terminology in case there's anything that you're unsure of, again, I'll link a video down below in the video description that has all of the key points that all hockey players should know about sticks, which is a really, really essential video to watch, and I'll make sure it's linked down below for yourselves. But as the Ribcor is a low kick stick, when we look at the shaft's construction, the best way for me to kind of explain the differences between these is with zones. Now, when we look at this stick, if we look at the shaft, any of the areas that are highlighted in green are where the shaft has been softened. Now, any of the areas of the shaft that you see highlighted in red are where the shaft has been stiffened. Now, this type of construction and setup is exactly why the stick is referred to as a low kick, because the lower portions of the stick's shaft are softer, which are tailored towards having a stick that has a quick release. So players that like to utilize shots like snapshots. As we go into the blade of this stick, again, the same setup over here where any highlights in red indicate where the stick has been stiffened, and any highlights in green highlight where the stick has been softened. We can describe the area that you see highlighted in green as a regular blade, whereas the area highlighted in red is where the blade has been stiffened. Now, this again will aid players that like to get a quick release on their shots. So the players that play predominantly close to the net, that score a lot of their goals in the zones very, very close to the net, this is the type of stick that's going to help you utilize those types of shots. So if you're trying to get a quick release, catch the goalie off guard, this is the type of stick range that's going to enable you to do so much, much better than a stick that was tailored for a different type of shot. Aside from this blade also being tailored towards being able to give you a quick release, in other words, the puck being able to come off the blade of the stick very, very quickly, it's also very great for stick handling and general control over the puck. Now, from there, taking a look at the JetSpeed, again, starting off with the shaft and then the blade. When we look at this shaft over here, it's going to be the exact same method that we used on the previous one. Any areas highlighted in green are where it's been softened, and in the red it's where it's been stiffened. Now, the JetSpeed range of sticks is referred to as the hybrid of the ranges that CCM offers. Now, what this effectively means is that this stick is a great all-round performing stick. Whether you like to utilize your quick release shots, or if you like to utilize those shots that require a little bit more prep, a little bit more of a wind-up like your slap shots, this stick is able to offer players both. I like to refer to as the JetSpeed range as the dynamic stick range that CCM offers because it caters to a much bigger group of players. Now, from there, taking a look at the blade of the JetSpeed stick, we can see that no areas of this blade have been, you could say, enhanced or stiffened, but what this blade does feature is a dampening layer added to the outside of the stick's blade to ensure that the stick blade essentially doesn't open up during shooting. Because this hybrid stick is going to be used by players that like to take big, powerful shots, you could say, and also players that like to take quick release shots, this blade has been adapted to be able to perform in both of those situations. So that dampening layer helps to make sure that the blade maintains its shape, making sure that your shots are accurate, but at the same time it also offers a phenomenal feel for the puck. Last but by no means least is going to be the Super Tacks. Now looking at the shaft of this stick, we can see exactly where it's been softened and where it's been stiffened. This is CCM's mid-kick stick, so it's the type of stick shaft that will really benefit players that like to take a little bit more time loading up their shots. So if you're the type of player that really likes to use their big powerful shots like slap shots, this is that stick range that has been designed and packed with features that will enable players to be able to take those types of shots to the best of their ability. Now from there, looking at the blade, this stick shaft, as we said, is the mid kick, so it's going to be the one that's used for those really big powerful shots, and we can see evidence of that in the blade of this stick. You can see this entire structure of the blade has been extra stiffened. That's to aid in essentially two key points. That's going to be accuracy, because this is that stick that's designed for those big powerful shots, and also just for general power. Now, a great way to be able to figure out which one of these different stick ranges or families is for you is to simply just project them on the ice. We can start off with the Ribcor again. Now, a really good way to figure out which one of these stick ranges or stick families is for you is to take a look at this projection on the ice and to be able to identify which one of these areas you take the most shots on the net or you score the most goals. Now, with the Ribcor being a low kick stick, as we said at the beginning of the video, that's going to be good for those players that like to take those quick release shots. All of the characteristics of this stick are geared towards being able to get that puck off the blade as quickly as possible, with little to no indication of them being about to shoot. So the green area, if you find yourself taking the most shots on net or scoring the most goals from this particular area of the ice, then the Ribcor is the stick out of these three different ranges that we're looking at that is geared towards that particular style of play or that particular type of shot. As I mentioned previously, this is a low kick point stick, and this is exactly the type of player or the style of shot that the stick is geared towards. Now from there, it's going to be the area on the ice that you can see in red. Now this is where the hybrid kick point stick comes in, which is the JetSpeed. So this is that stick that I said at the beginning of the video is great because it caters for a much larger group of players. So if you find yourself being quite a dynamic player, you take a lot of quick release shots and also those big powerful shots that require a little bit more loading, this is going to be that great sweet spot stick for you to be able to pick up. It has those characteristics that allow it to perform in both of those different areas incredibly well. And then next up from there is going to be the Super Tacks. Now this is going to be geared towards those types of players that like to take those big powerful shots that require a little bit more time to load up but have a lot of speed and a lot of power behind them. If you find yourself taking the most shots on net, scoring the most goals from this particular area on the ice, this is definitely going to be the stick that you should be considering picking up. But as a side note, it's definitely important for me to mention that just because the Super Tacks is geared towards those big, powerful shots that take a little bit more time to load but have a lot more speed and power behind them, it doesn't mean that you can't use the Super Tacks for up-close, quick backhands or quick snapshots. All this is a rule of thumb, or you could say guidelines, to be able to figure out which of these sticks is geared towards what type of player, what type of shot, and is going to help you to be able to perform to the best of your ability. There is a massive difference in the way each of these different sticks performs, and the idea behind having a certain stick for a certain type of player and a certain type of shot helps us as players to be able to identify what's going to be the best option for us. For the longest of times, I thought the Ribcor was going to be the stick range that I needed to look at based on the type of shot that I like taking. But after having used the Super Tacks and also now the JetSpeed, I know for a fact that the JetSpeed is going to be the best option for myself, because although I take the majority of my shots from close to the net, I found that the general performance, the general feel of the JetSpeed versus the Ribcor and also the Super Tacks for my style of play was the best option. So it's definitely worth taking note of the differences between these sticks to help you make the best decision about which stick is going to be the best option for you. As always, thank you very much for watching this video. If you've got any questions about the things that we've covered in this video or any other videos, leave your comments down below in the comment section and I'll get to them as soon as I can. If you have any suggestions of which other manufacturers we should do next in terms of breaking down the differences between their sticks, comment down below and let us know what you want to see next. We'll be more than happy to do that. But as always, make sure you thumbs up the video, subscribe so you stay up to date with all of the videos that we post, and make sure you have the bell notification on so you know when we post new videos. But as always, thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. If you want to pick these sticks up, there'll be links down below in the video description to where you can get them from. Keep watching, keep subscribing, leave all your comments down below and we'll get to them. But thank you very much for watching and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care guys, and a big thank you to CCM for making this video possible.